Hi, I'm James Bricione, chef instructor at the Institute of Culinary Education in New York City, here for About.com. In front of me is my favorite food, pork. I'm going to show you where the cuts come from and give you some ideas of the best things to do with them. And that starts by separating the head, which is a wonderful cut. If you were ever going to get one of these and cook them, basically we're just boiling them with a whole bunch of spices and then pulling the meat away from the bones. Working back this way, we're going to find our first cut is the shoulder. Okay, my favorite for making pulled pork barbecue. So we start in along the ribs. Count my ribs off here. Between the fourth rib, I'm going to cut in, which should bring me right to the back side of the shoulder blade. And I'm in a good spot there because my knife pops right through. Cut through and mark it right through the spine. I'm going to come follow the shoulder blade right around down to the breastplate right here. And we're going to go right through. And so this is actually our full shoulder. Now, if we just take the ham, this would be the ham hock here, which is wonderful when smoked, used in cooking greens, number of different applications, but long cooking here, very tougher muscle, true for the whole shoulder. So these are things that are going to cook longer, slow roasting in the oven, barbecuing to pull or shred or slice, makes wonderful sandwiches. From here, then, is just remove these bones by pulling back and sliding the knife until the whole piece comes off. Now we can save up all these bones and make a wonderful pork jus later on. We're going to find where these joints meet. We get this piece off, which can be a little tricky because it's kind of a funny shaped bone. Find my joint right there. There we go. Okay, so we've separated our ham hock, and we're left now with the shoulder. The shoulder is really, often you're going to find it in two different pieces in your grocery store. With it being split right here, this top half is known as the Boston butt, and the bottom half is a picnic ham, okay, with a little bit of that ham hock bone left attached. Into the loin section, these are the great tender cuts that are wonderful for grilling, sautéing, searing, roasting, all great things that can be done. On the outside is the pork loin. On the inside, many people's favorite piece, right underneath the spine, is the tenderloin. And underneath the spine and scrape straight down the ribs. And this muscle goes all the way down and attaches to the hip right here. So I'm going to cut all the way till we remove the tenderloin. Now that's a wonderful, easy dinner for grilling, sautéing, roasting, baking, anything almost can be done with it till it's just cooked through, and wonderful, easy, delicious meat. Go ahead and separate the back, the hind leg, also known as the ham. Now the ham can be cooked fresh, but most likely you'll find it cured and already boiled or baked. You may find this hanging in a wonderful Italian or Spanish man's shed that's going to make a beautiful dry cured ham like prosciutto or serrano. So this can be cured, basically just rubbed with salt and hung to dry. Otherwise, it's going to be brined, meaning they put into a mixture of salt and sugar to partially cure it, and then baked, boiled, roasted as a cured ham. Of course, we have fresh ham too, which would mean just seasoning this with salt and pepper and throwing it right into the oven. That leaves us with just our center section of the pig, most of you may know as bacon. We're going to cut right along the base of the loin and then straight down and along the ribs, right through the skin, which can be a little bit tough to cut. Come down until I find the edge of the ribs, but that's where your piece is going to come from, leaving you just the ribs. We can cut right along here to make our spare ribs, and then the baby back ribs come all the way up to where they attach here. Now, our final piece to take off here is going to be the whole loin, slicing right down the spine. So now we peel this back, we've removed from the spine, you can see some of the ribs right there, and now I'm going to cut this piece of meat off. That's our pork loin. Some of my favorites would be to cut this into small sections and grill it. Marinate it first, very simply with just olive oil, garlic, rosemary, and thyme. Slice thin medallions of it and pound them out, grilled, roasted, seared, or sautéed. all great things to do. And there's our pork loin. I hope you know a little bit more about where they come from and have some great ideas. Thanks for watching. And to learn more, visit us on the web at about.com.